All right, we ready? I just want to make sure Kelly did all our stuff up. Hello, friends and fiends. Oh, hold on. I gotta mute my phone. Hello, friends and fiends. Welcome to Bugs Need Heroes, the podcast about insect superpowers. Each episode, an artist and an entomologist team up to illustrate the inspiring abilities of insects by creating bug-themed superheroes. I'm Amanda.
I'm Kelly.
Producer Derek and Zotz are also here. Before we get started creating this bug-inspired hero, what's bugging you, Kelly?
I finally watched the new Superman, and I liked it.
Is it good? I
Yeah.
still haven't watched it because people may not know this on the pod, but I'm sure I've mentioned it before. I'm a huge Superman fan. My contact in my husband's phone is Supermanda. I
That's
love
cute.
Superman.
That's very
The
cute.
first time he saw my picture, it was wearing a Superman shirt. I love Superman. And so I haven't watched the latest one because people said it was really good, and I didn't want to be disappointed by it.
Oh, I get that.
Because of how much I love Superman. But I'll take your real world review here.
I'm fussy. I can be picky.
Yes.
So I really liked it. Yeah, I thought it was
Good.
cute. What's his name is Lex Luthor I just love him. Nicholas Holt, I love him. He's great. And the guy who plays Superman looks like he's Superman.
Cord sweat or something like that.
Something. But he did a good job. Yeah, the whole thing was really I liked it. And I'm not like a big DC fan. I'm much more of a Marvel gal, but I have hope after watching the Superman that the DC universe is maybe going to be worth watching now. Sorry, DC fans, if you were feeling
no, that's fair.
I feel like a lot of DC fans have been disappointed recently, so.
Well, it's shocking to me that they can have the most recognizable heroes. Like, Marvel, don't get me wrong, has made huge strides. But, like, globally speaking, Superman's the prototype of superherodom. Followed closely, I think, by Batman. So you got, like, the two big heavy hitters. And then you got Wonder Woman, who's the most famous female superhero. Like, the big three, you should be able to make
the movies
money
have been pretty blah. But this is
the first Wonder Woman, but it was just the Captain America movie. This time it's Wonder Woman.
Yeah, kind of. That's it.
So it felt a little bit like a rehash, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the soundtrack was really good. At the time, Gal Gadot was like fresh on the scene, and we're all like, "Whoa, who is this? You know, she could really be someone."
She's not a great actress. Sorry, Gal Gadot, but
she has since proven that is who she is. You know.
Yeah.
That performance is the performance she will give every time. But it should work, and yet somehow
not so
it hasn't.
No, this is Nathan. Let me say Nathan Fillion as the Green Lantern was a joy.
Yes, as Guy.
Was an absolute joy. Yeah.
A willingness to wear that stupid wig really shows how much he was willing to commit to the part.
They do make a joke about the haircut in the movie.
You got it. It's a bad haircut.
You have to make sure everyone knows. They know.
We also acknowledge that this is a bad haircut. He's been off Earth too long. He doesn't know what a good haircut is anymore. Good. I will finally carve out some time and watch it then.
Yeah, watch it, and then let me know if you liked it or not.
I loved Henry Cavill's portrayal of Clark. And he just looks like Superman, right? So I was really disappointed when they were going to switch him out. Like, I understand why they were switching him out.
This guy looks a little bit like Henry Cavill once you get them all in the Superman thing. Like, they keep finding, like, basically they find the guy who looks like Superman. They all look like Superman, you know.
They all basically look
have
like
the same
this
square jaw. Yeah.
Yeah, dark hair, that Hollywood
Dimples.
stereotype. Yeah. There's like 3 dudes in Hollywood, and they all either look like this guy, that guy, or this other guy. And they're basically indistinguishable after that.
Although there is one, I won't ruin it, but there is like one scene at the end, and he's got like Star Wars Episode 3 Hayden Christensen hair, and I'm like, he looks like Hayden Christensen. Oh my god, they're all the same. They're just all the same guy.
They all look the same. If they're all just recognizable by their haircut. If you take away the haircut, they all have the same face.
It's very funny.
There's like the Joel McHale guy, There's like a dozen of those.
Yeah.
They all look like that. There's the Henry Cavill guy. They all look like that. And then there's like the fat friend. They all look like that. That's it. That's all of them.
That's all we got.
Every single one. They're all Matt Bomber or Matt Bomber's friend. That's it.
But I liked it, and I think you should give it a try. I don't think you'll be
I'll give it a
disappointed, especially as a huge Superman fan.
It's just hard. It's just hard. And I just wish that someone else had written Man of Steel because it looked so beautiful. But the story made no sense.
What
I just wish they would. Sorry, go on.
No. Finish your thought there.
Oh, I just and I'm gonna possibly incur the wrath of the Snyder fans. I think Zack Snyder is a beautiful cinematographer. I think he could really set up a shot. He can really make a movie look amazing. And I just feel like we should go back to a different model of where the cinematographer and the director are not meant to be the same person. You should have a director tell the cinematographer what they're looking for, and then the cinematographer goes and makes that happen. But he's not in charge of like the story or how people should emotionally react in a scene. Those things are not the cinematographer's choice.
Yeah.
He's there to set up the beautiful billowing cape.
You need the person who deals with the people and the person who deals with the view.
This is the problem across like all managerial things, right? Sometimes the guy who's really good at his job, his thing, gets promoted to in charge of other people, but that is not his skill set. His skill set is not be in charge of other people. And then you're like, why is this manager so bad? He's been so good at his job for 20 years. And you're like, because he's really good at his job, not really good at managing people.
Yeah.
Those are two different skill sets. Stop equating them. So I say that like I've ever worked an office job in my gosh darn freaking life.
I was gonna ask what's bugging you, but I think I know now. I think
everything bothers me. I don't have an opinion on something unless I have a strong opinion about something. That's the rules. That's the rules around here. But speaking of seeing something and thinking, hey, that looks exactly like every other thing, we're talking about spiders again today? Huh?
We are doing a little spider show today.
And we'll dip into the spiders. We always come back for more.
Dip into the Spider-Verse. The real Spider-Verse.
It's real Spider-Verse. When's that coming? Speaking of,
we'll see.
Speaking of movies, Superman movies.
Yeah, I do like to remind the listeners, and also if you're a first-time listener, we are also a comic book podcast. We just mostly talk about bugs. Yeah. Welcome.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're talking about spiders today. We're gonna do a little bit of a two-parter. First, we're covering spitting spiders. Thank you to listener Joe on Spotify who left a comment asking for an episode on spitting spiders. Have you heard of this before, Amanda?
No, not by this name. We'll see as sometimes you start talking and I go, oh, I think I saw this on like an episode of Eyewitness once or something, and some little part of my brain recognizes the behavior, but not necessarily the name of the bug.
Well, I mean the name is the behavior in this case.
1-to-1. Here it is.
So, spitting spiders, there are around 239-ish species. I mean, that's what's been described so far worldwide. So they're a pretty small group. Here in the U.S., we have nine species. Now, I've never seen a spitting spider in person. I've seen photos of them. They tend to be kind of reclusive. They want to be in like dark places, kind of crevices. They're not like everyone's seen wolf spiders wandering around. Everyone's seen beautiful orb weavers in your yard. Spitting spiders, you might not really notice, are around. Oh, producer Derek says he's seen one once in a crawl space. That's where you're gonna find them. Somewhere like that. Crawl space, maybe like in your attic, where they're not being disturbed. They're really small, which is also why they're probably not seen too often. They're about 3 to 6 millimeters in length, or 0.1 to 1/4 inch in freedom units there.
Oh, they're they're really small.
They're tiny, yeah.
Weensy.
And that's like the most common one. It's just called the common spitting spider. That's probably who you're going to run across. They're cosmopolitan. That particular species is found kind of all over the world, including here in the US. I would not be shocked if that's what Derek saw in the crawl space. Now, do you remember when looking at different families of spiders, you can tell what family they belong to by their eye arrangement?
Yes, and the jumping spiders are all in the front
Mm-hmm.
because they got to jump places and they got to see where they're going next. A lot of them have, I think it's the wolf spider had them more up on the top because they needed to see who was coming to eat them.
The wolfies
And they had
have two large in the front, and then they
yeah,
sort of wrap around like in a crescent shape.
yeah.
8.
Okay.
So spitting spiders only have 6 eyes. 8 is the
Oh,
usual pattern, although spiders can have 8, they can have 6, they can have 2, or they can have no eyes at all. Some cave spiders just don't bother making eyes. Like,
there's something really nice. Yeah, we've seen that with
yeah,
a lot of cave things. Are like, why am I bothering with this?
yeah.
Um, it's interesting. There's something nice about the 8 legs, 8 eyes.
You
Like that's what I want.
need
Like I want
symmetry
them
in
to
your
have.
spiders.
Yes, I think that's nice. I think if I was to design a spider for myself, I'd say you got to have 8 eyes,
8 eyes
8
are
legs, 8
a
eyes.
must for Amanda.
6 isn't bad. 6 also has a certain amount of like, because then you could do kind of a 8 legs, 6 eyes, 4, I don't know, fangs.
Ugh.
No, you don't. You don't want
Two,
that.
two fangs. 2 fangs are enough.
I'm thinking ups and downs for this guy.
The weird chomp.
But then you could do kind of a descending by 2. You can see how my brain works a little bit with that. Like I
Yeah,
like the
that's still
pattern
kind of
recognition of it all.
symmetrical. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
got its own theory to it.
they have 6, but they're like arranged in 3 pairs, so they're like very
That's
close together. They have not good eyesight. Spinning spiders have lousy eyesight, which is a
it's
lot of
surprising.
spiders.
Every time we talk about spiders, they're like, they have so many eyes and can't see dirt. You're like, come on, man, why do you got so many if you can't see
Can't
nothing?
see a dang thing.
You need 8 tiny glasses for you.
Well, I mean, when you're found like in dark places,
Yeah, what's the point? And you're living on such like a micro little life, right?
yeah,
Your scale is so small that maybe their eyesight's pretty decent for what they need it to be, which is 2 inches, because they're only
no, it's,
operating in
it's
things
still
2
pretty
inches
bad
away.
for 2 inches.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh no, poor little buddy.
It's pretty rough. They tend to be more active at night, and again, this is a lot of spiders are nocturnal. Now some make webs, and you'll find them in webs, but most of them are active hunters, like our buddies, the wolf spiders or the jumping spiders. Um, and because they can't see, they do this thing where they're walking around and they'll stop and they take their 2 front legs and they just start tapping around until maybe they touch something, they'll touch prey and then try to orient themselves towards it. That's how bad their eyesight is.
Touching prey, relying on touch for prey is a wild choice. Feels like at that point it's the prey's fault. Like, hey, you
They
gotta
they have
work
very
to catch
long
this.
legs, like very, very long
Oh,
legs
okay.
for a spider. So they're like really stretched out, kind of like doing the mummy
Oh,
walk,
okay.
looking for things. Tap 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 tap
Uh,
tap.
tap, 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 tap,
But
tap.
can you imagine though, you're like a, I don't know, like a cricket and something
Yeah.
taps you and you don't move?
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like at that point, you got caught because you weren't being vigilant.
Yeah.
He came and touched you, and you were like, "What's going on over there?" Oh no, it was a spider. Who could have guessed this? Meanwhile, a single hair like brushes against my leg, and I'm like, "A spider probably crawling up my leg right now." Ah!
Think you just notice. But yeah, so they do this ridiculous little tappy tap when they're walking around, and then when they find something, and this is where they get their name from, they spit on it. They hockaloog right on their prey. And the spit is interesting because it's got 3 components. It's got venom, um, silk, and the silk comes through the venom
Hmm.
gland, which is really interesting. They also make silk from their spinnerets in the back end, but silk comes through the venom. And then they also make, so the journal articles refer to it as glue. It's just like
Hmm.
it's a sticky protein rich substance, and it is kind of gluey. So all those 3 things come together and hit the prey. sorry, I clapped there, hit the prey, and sometimes it glues it to the ground or the substrate or whatever
Right.
it happens to be on. And then once it's kind of secured, they bite it and inject venom, and then they might wrap it if it's still struggling, or they might not. They don't always wrap, and then they eat. But they have this like very strict set of steps that they take when hunting.
It's always so interesting to me. I mean, I led the silk episode, but that was about silk moths, and they also, I felt it was unusual, or not, maybe not unusual, but not what I expected
Mm.
was the silk coming from the salivatory glands. I thought they'd have their
Salivary,
own.
yeah.
I could never say that word. I expected it to come from its own place, not the same place as spit.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that's
but
what
like
we call
they're
it,
like,
spit.
I already got this structure going. I might as well just keep this going, right?
Yeah.
So for the spider to have like double silk properties, both from the front end and the back, is like, whoa, that's cool. You don't need like your own individual setup of like, this is for silk only.
Yeah.
You can plug that into other stuff. And I saw that we didn't talk about it in the silk episode because it was spider silk, but they're seeing that like they're making like goat's milk have spider silk in
Oh,
it.
that's
Have you
pretty
seen any of
old.
that stuff?
That's like
Yeah,
maybe
that's
20
like
years
whale.
old now. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so like it's just crazy to me that you can like sneak silk into other stuff. Because like, what is it really? It's like this, long fibrous protein
Protein
chain,
chains,
basically.
yeah.
So you can sneak it into other spots that are going to have protein chains. It's cool. I think it's really neat.
It is neat.
I think it's dangerous. Well, the last thing we need is spider goats running
Spider
around.
goats.
Can you imagine a spider?
An 8-legged goat.
The size of a goat. It's got like the personality of a goat, but it's got the 8 legs, and it's and instead of like going you when it's mad, it like licks you, and then you're covered in
Venom.
silk. That's venom silk. Yeah, that's the last thing I need. Please.
Well, what's kind of cool about this, I mean, extra cool, because this is already cool, right? Spitting glue and silk and venom, is that the silk that comes out of the venom glands, we're not using the royal we as a scientist, we're not sure, but that silk might also be envenomated. So now you're like rubbing venom directly on the prey.
Right. Okay.
And remember, they have an open circulatory system. So if any of that venom enters through a spherical, yeah.
And you can't get it off because it's glued on.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. What a system. Because I was like, what's the point of the venom if it's not like getting in you? But now you say that, I'm like, oh, it is getting in you because it's in this gloppy mess, possibly both with silk and glue, which we're going to talk about the glue in a second here. But like, oh my gosh, right into your little grasshopper lungs here, right into your.
It's kind of amazing. I mean, and the spider does bite, so then you're getting envenomated, truly envenomated in the classic
the double tap method. You got to make sure he's down for the count. And then the glue. Is the glue being activated when in combination with something else right before it gets spat? Because we saw that with bombardier beetle, is like all these properties were sitting around kind of inert until they were combined. Is the same thing happening with the glue?
It just comes out as glue.
It's just glue.
It's just sticky. Yeah.
How do you not glue your own mouth shut when you're spitting glue? And how like adhesive
they're coming out of the venom gland, so they're coming out of the fang then, so that it kind of just shoots out.
Okay, so is it like a pressurized thing?
Yeah. But it would be like more like a muscle, sort of a muscle pressure. Remember this, like spider movement is all hydraulic.
Hydraulics,
so it's likely hydraulic based.
Interesting.
It's pretty cool.
And is it coming out all from the same port?
Yeah.
All in one big glob, not like I shoot my silk and my glue.
I'm pretty sure it comes out all as one heap. One heap of goo. It's really neat. It's really neat that this is what they do. And while they're doing Well, while they're doing it, so the spider, picture you got the 2 fangs and you've got some spit coming out, and it quickly does this with its head. So it creates a zigzag pattern on the prey, so creating almost a net-like structure. Because remember, if you zigzag, you're going over the strand that you've already laid.
So sink. in big X's or net it
But it
like
turns
when
its head to
in
create a zigzag motion.
it's like when you got the dual guns in like a movie, and they're like they do one gun, then the other gun, then that one gun, then the other, pew, 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 pew. And they never just like do the one gun. But if you got two, you might as well use them. So both fangs are set up for
Yep.
spitting.
Yeah. So they're
It's not like they got this is my spitting fang.
no,
It's both.
no.
Pow.
So they're just doing like this sort of zigzag to create a net over the prey. It's just really cool. It makes it very strong because now you've got a double
Mm-hmm.
layer and kind of a crisscross.
How strong is the glue in comparison? Because I'm on a human scale. I'm not on
Mm-mm.
bug scale. Is the glue at all adhesive to our strength, or is it adhesive because I'm a cricket and I'm tiny and it doesn't take very much to
cricket.
overpower me?
It's like crickets.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We could like utilize.
I don't know if
in
anyone's
human ways.
If anyone's tested the tensile strength of this, but spider
Mm-hmm.
silk in general has very high tensile strength.
Right. You'd have to separate the silk out to really test the glue strength, which maybe isn't necessary.
Yeah. This would not be as strong as sort of if she was creating a web out of her spinnerets.
Right.
That silk would be much
Mm-hmm.
stronger than this.
Mm-hmm. This is more. It sounds like it's more to like slow him down so that I can then come and deal my
because
fatal
afterwards,
blow.
like I said, sometimes they do wrap. If she is wrapping them, that's spinneret wrap. That's
spinneret. Yeah,
that's not front of the house wrap. That's back of the house wrap.
that's the good stuff. That's not the cling film. That's the proper saran wrap.
You gotta save the good stuff. Oh man, spitting spiders. And they don't usually attack prey that's bigger than them or their size.
Mm-hmm.
Spitting spiders kind of go for smaller things. You'll find like other active hunters, again like wolf spiders or tarantulas, will go for may attempt like larger
Right.
prey, but spitting spiders don't. And
Right.
they're tiny.
We've all seen
They're tiny
tarantulas
guys.
with like a bird or whatever. Maybe it's just because we were talking about pre-show. We were talking about Poseidon, but now I'm you thinking about like the gladiators, how they'd have like a trident in one hand and a net in the other. Have you seen that setup? Yeah, that's kind of
You're
the vibe
thinking
I'm
of?
getting. Like I'm gonna trap you, and then I'm gonna get you.
Well, we do have a net casting spider out there,
What?
which we haven't covered, but spiders are cool, man.
Every time we cover a spider, I'm like, Peter, you should be doing more. Peter, you're not doing enough. You're doing like one spider thing. You need to do more spider things, Peter.
Peter's got a lot of options.
He's got a lot of options, and I feel like maybe it's just because writers of Spider-Man don't know all these different kinds of things.
Call me writers of Spider-Man. I got you.
Writers of Spider-Man, come on. We'll give you all the deets.
I'll give you all the spider
all the different
details.
kinds of webs. I feel like they used to do more. I feel like they used to just kind of treat Peter's web as like he can make anything out of this web. And I feel like they kind of thought, oh, that's a little silly. But
it's
every
less
time
silly
we
than
talk
you
about
think.
a spider, I'm back to we should bring it back. He should be making nets. He should be making he should be throwing bolos at people. I know we're not talking about bolos, but like he should be doing more. He let Peter make anything out of those webs. He should basically become a Green Lantern.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like Green Lantern.
If he's got enough time, let him make anything. They always have to handicap him with like, oh no, I've run out of web fluid, and I'm like, no, get out of here with it. That's such a lame.
Eat a sandwich.
Lame excuse about why.
Make more web fluid. You're fine.
Imagine if Peter like ran out of web fluid and he just like went down and like sucked up a toddler and he was like, now I'm back.
I'd watch that. That's fine.
Peter Parker Man Spider could get a lot more stuff done because he's just like eats a dog in Central Park. He's like, now I'm ready to fight Sandman.
Yeah.
And someone's like, my dog.
We were just watching Fionna and Cake, the Adventure Time spinoff.
My mom the other day goes, what's the deal with Fionna and Cake? Is it the same thing as Finn and Jake? And I was like, oh, Mom.
Oh, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, Mom.
As briefly as I could explain, it's a multiverse thing. Like that's she's like, I don't need to know more. And I was like, you don't want to know more. It's a multiverse thing. Okay,
but
don't worry
one of the characters, and I'll say this without spoilers. One of the characters uses little tendrils to eat instead of putting it in their mouths, and it just goes inside, like slurps it into a piece of jerky, and it falls over. And that's kind of what I'm picturing with Peter Parker Man Spider. That's what I'm picturing
with yes. Yeah. Peter Parker Man Spider just sucking up a Great Dane so that he can.
Oh, not a dog, on. Peter. No, Peter.
He's just a crowd of pigeons. He just walks through it and just leaves Pigeon husks all around.
That's better. Yeah. Many, many.
Okay,
It's just
do
nonstop feeding if you're just pigeon husking. I will say, in the new Superman, there is a dog, and it's
Oh
unruly.
yes,
Yeah,
Crypto is in
Crypto
it,
is in
right?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
It's
is
like based
funny.
off of James Gunn's like actual dog.
Oh, is it?
Like yeah,
Was
yeah. He shows like pictures of his dog, and his dog is like a very similar, just a scruffy little
it is a scruffy little like
thing.
white terrier looking dog,
Yeah,
and he's very
his is
cute.
more like a more like I want to say Pepper, because of our friend of the podcast, Dr. Emily. She had a little peppery little dog, and that's what
Oh,
reminds
that's a
me
good
of.
picture. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Watch it, Amanda. I know we've already
Okay, I'll watch it.
told you
I'll
to.
watch
We'll give
it.
it a watch.
No,
There's some. I mean, there's regular Superman violence, but I don't know. Your little guy could probably maybe watch that. I don't know. Maybe he's little. Maybe he's too little for that.
it's hard to know exactly, because you kind of got to play it by ear about like how sensitive is your individual kid.
Yeah.
And some things he can get through and other things he can't. It just kind of depends on whether he was traumatized about it at 18 months or not. That's like the pocket. If you want
Oh.
your kid to be scared of dogs, traumatize them at a year and a half old, because that's when
It like
and they don't know
sticks.
why. It like sticks
Aw.
in there, and then like, I'm scared of dogs. And you're like, why? And
Poor
then like they
guy.
can't give a good reason because it happens before memory forms. So,
Poor little
fun
dude.
facts.
Well,
So
there
if you're
is like punching, and building, breaking,
yeah,
and that kind of thing.
typical superhero violence.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
You know
So
how it is.
there's not like a ton more about the spitting spider. Oh, the other thing that I thought was really interesting.
Mhm.
So, spider life cycle, mom makes a bunch of eggs. She wraps them in silk. If she's a web building silk spider, or spitting spider rather, she'll kind of hang out with the egg sac. If she's a wanderer, she'll carry it in her mouth, in her
Oh, like a little purse.
like, yeah. Do you remember the uh word for spider mouth? Maybe I can give you a gold star
Oh,
today.
I don't. My stars are. I
It's been
used
a
them
while.
all up
You
last
got
week.
so many stars last
I got
episode.
too many
Yeah.
stars. I flew too close to the spidery sun.
All right, Icarus,
A
get back
sun
here.
spider.
Yeah.
Get back here, Icarus.
Chelicerae. Gold star to any
It's such a
listeners who
good
remember it's
word.
Chelicerae. Yeah.
Chelicerae. Another one of your children. Your fictional children.
Name my child Chelicerae. You
Chelicerae.
just call her Ray
This
for
is my
short.
daughter, Chelicerae. Yeah, exactly. Producer Derek has like a tiny obsession with the idea of naming children unusual things that shorten to regular names. He thinks that's incredibly funny. I don't think he's wrong. I think it's really funny to name a child like Magnesium and then just call them Maggie and have their peers find out that their name is Magnesium instead of Margaret. The problem with it, of course, being that then you'd have to do that to an actual child and not a fictional child, and
Yeah.
that's
And that child becomes an adult, and the adult has to
exactly,
live with
they're
that
like
name.
filling out their stuff. Magnesium. Yeah.
That's what I always think of when I
He
see someone with like a really kind of unique, I guess we'll say,
unique, we'll say.
name, and I think, oh, that name was very cute when you were little, and now you're
Oh yeah,
45
you got to
and it
name an
stinks.
adult.
Yeah,
It's hard.
name your
I see
children to be an adult, friends. That's what the point of this tale is. Not cute little kid names.
basics to basics. If you want to name your kid a cute little kid name and you're dead set on giving it as their first name, I want to name my kid this unique name. Give them a more standard, work appropriate middle name so that they
Yeah.
can have a professional name, and then they can be Rainbow Sparkle with you, and then they can go to work
Or
and be
nicknames
Margaret.
exist. Nicknames
Names
exist.
exist.
Give them an adult first name and then call
Yeah.
them whatever cute, sweet nickname you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Totally
I
fine.
know people have opinions about this. We're in a dangerous section of the world right now. We're gonna get flamed. I named my child Chelicerae and she loves it.
You can name your kid whatever you want. Just remember that one day they will be a 50-year-old person and they have that name.
They are not always going to be an extension of you. They will not always be your kid. At some point,
people.
You will become their mom, which is where I'm at now. I'm not just, they're not my kids. Now that he's in school, I'm his mom, and my identity has like shifted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He has like his own little world that he has to exist in under whatever name I gave him until he's old enough to say, "Hey, I'm going to the law."
The law
says my name's Joe now. Yeah, he's good.
He's
Good. I'm not
fine.
worried about
Yeah.
him.
And a cute nickname. It all worked
Also
out.
gave him a name that if for some reason he didn't like the nickname I gave him, he had other options.
Yeah.
You know,
It works.
you name a kid Robert and call them Bobo if you want, but you got to know at some point he might decide to be Robert again.
Yeah, exactly.
Mother, I need to be Robert at work. You can't keep calling me Bobo in front of my peers.
Oh, but Bobo is cute. Bobo
Bobo's a cute name
Bobo
for a
is
little
very
guy.
cute.
Come on.
Yeah. Oh man. All right.
Robert.
So we picture the spitting spider female and her 20 to 30 Bobos out there that she's
Oh, little Bobo.
she's taking care of. So she guards the egg sac, she carries it around with her. And then the eggs hatch, and for the first 4 instars, they stay with mom. And we call this periodic sociality.
Oh,
So
that's
they,
a long time, I feel, for a spider.
yeah. Oh yeah. She brings them food, Amanda. She brings them food.
You know, I love spiders. Surprisingly good moms. We're like at several now where it's been like mommy sticks around and helps the little guys out. That's so
It's not
sweet.
usual.
I know there's
most spiders don't. Most spiders die.
I was about to say,
you know,
most
Charlotte
spiders are just like,
treatment happens.
bye. See ya. I have made my egg sac and now I shuffle off. And there are plenty, I think, also where we've talked about like if the baby spiders stick around too long, I think the adult spiders
Sometimes
in the room
mom gets
will...
a little noshy. Yeah, she's hungry. But this
I said something about hamsters the other day, and
oh,
and my
boy.
oldest was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, count your blessings that I'm not a hamster mom because you're making me crazy right now."
I had hamsters as a child, and I did witness mother cannibalism on her hamster young, and
it's not good.
My dad very calmly just explained what was going on, like it was completely
She's decided
normal.
there's too many of them. She must cull the herd.
Or one is sick, perhaps, or
yeah,
you know,
we don't know. We have to assume that hamster mommy is capable of telling what's going on.
Hamster mommy did not go
babies.
insane and eat her children. She knows something that we don't.
Not to slam down another Greek reference here, but she's going full Medea on them. You know,
she's Kronos. Kronos up in here. Munching.
A lot of...
Sorry guys, this is our Greek mythology episode.
This is our
we love mythology.
Kelly and Amanda.
Here.
We're myth kids.
Yeah.
We're both like kids. Just deep in our myth dictionaries. Circa 2002.
Or Saturn. Sorry, I meant Saturn. Saturn was the god who ate his children. There's like a famous painting of him munching.
Yeah. Kronos also eats.
I think Kronos did too, right? There's a lot of
a
lot of
child eating going on.
It happens.
Because Tantalus is also a punishment for child eating. Man, it's got dark fast. Peter Parker's well within his rights to suck up a toddler. It sounds like, if we're going by
but it
has to be his toddler, I guess.
In this case, mom is not the risk.
Mom is not the risk.
She's not the risk.
Good.
So we hit 5th instar, and now spiderlings are large enough that they might start eating each other. So it's more siblicide.
So the other thing that my oldest mentioned was, after I mentioned the hamster, he was like, "Did you know that sometimes sharks, before they even come out of mom, will eat each other?" And I'm like, "It's hard out there,
buddy.
bro."
Yeah, it's tough.
You're correct. It sucks.
Every day, be glad you were born a human, because as tough as it is out there for us, it's pretty tough for other things.
At least I didn't get eaten by my big brother in utero.
But yeah, so the siblings, if they stay for the 5th instar and beyond, they might eat each other. But, and this is the coolest part, Amanda. So hold on to your butts, everybody. The juveniles, when they're still all together with mom, will go out and collectively spit on something larger and kill it together, like little velociraptors.
Pack hunt?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay, I don't think we've talked about pack hunting with spiders much.
Yeah, I don't think we've talked about it at all. Yeah.
That's crazy. Can you imagine? You're just like, I'm a cricket. I'm a cricket in a crawl space. Here I go.
30 baby spiders come up on you.
Like, it's like the Compsognathus in
Jurassic Park.
In Lost World.
There's
like,
with that little girl on
just
the
one
beach.
little guy. Yeah, one little guy. It can't be so bad. And then suddenly there's 30 of them. You're like, oh, this is a problem. This is like how many 5-year-olds do you think you could fight? And the answer is way less than you think.
Yeah.
5-year-olds are surprisingly strong.
They all have sharp nails too. The little like
Oh yeah,
child
they come out with
fingernails are
sharp
so
nails.
sharp.
A lot of babies, like, immediately they have to like trim their nails because they come out
Yeah, you put little
razor
mittens on them. I've
bladed.
seen like mittens on them in
You
the.
gotta. We had to mitten both my kids because they would just scrunch the heck out of not only us but like themselves because they can't control their bodies yet.
Yeah,
They're just
yeah,
like,
they're just
help,
flailing
help,
around. The little
help,
meat
and so they
bags.
just like slice themselves. It's like, yeah, we had to mitten. And they do this. There's this one. Luckily, my kids never did this, but there's plenty of videos on the internet of them accidentally grabbing their own hair because their hair like triggers the grab reflex.
Oh, and they
And then
pull
they're like,
it.
ow, it hurts. Ow, ow, ow. And you're like, there's nothing you can do to be like, let go. It's you. You're the
Oh
one
no, I did
pulling
not.
your
I
hair.
did not know that. That is. Oh,
It's
that
upsetting.
stinks for that baby because that baby doesn't know what's going on.
He's like,
That's
ow,
rough.
something's pulling my hair. And you're
It's
like, it's
me.
you. Let go.
Oh
But they
man.
have a reflex to grab. They don't have a reflex to let go.
Yeah.
Because, the
Yeah.
monkey brain needs to
You
hold
just
on to
gotta hold
mommy,
on. Yeah. That's. I did not know that. So
I
you're
I was
learning
thinking
about
about this the other day,
spiders.
Kelly.
I'm learning about babies. That's what's going on. Yes.
I think it'd be really useful as a human,
Mhm.
and maybe this is the key to robot hands. If you had one hand that was reflex open and one hand that was reflex close. And like you could, because like we've talked about, like I think maybe it's bat feet that like
Oh.
their reflex is to always be
Yeah.
closed, so
Yeah.
that way they can sleep with
Yeah.
closed. And I think sometimes it'd be helpful to have one hand that was relaxed closed and one hand that was
Well, I
relaxed
believe our
open.
eyelids are
Maybe I'm
actually
crazy.
reflex close, so that we
Really?
keep them closed when we're asleep. Yeah. So we
Inter
are
This is like
taking effort to keep our eyes open all day long, but we don't notice because.
this explains so much about my dad, who has now reached that golden time in your life where you sit down on a couch and your eyes are closed. And he's like, I'm watching TV. I'm like, are you? Because your eyes are actively closed right now. So if it's body reflex closed, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm pretty
That makes
sure someone can call me on that. Feel free to call me on that if I'm wrong, but I'm
I've
like
also heard
85% sure we are reflex closed for eyelids.
I've also heard that hiccup is reflex on, and
Oh, and we're
that
constantly
when you get
fighting
the
it?
hiccups, it's because it's been turned off. It's or whatever the
Huh.
like hiccup is your natural state of being. You should be hiccuping all the time, and we have and some part of your brain is actively suppressing the hiccup at all times. And when the hiccups get through, it's because that part of your brain
Oh,
has
producer
slacked
Derek
off.
saying the hiccup thing is a fish thing. I guess back from our common ancestor when we were
Or
still aquatic. I get it when I eat
interesting.
pretzels sometimes, like dry stuff.
Dry potatoes every single time. Like, give me those potatoes. Come, 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 come. Oh no, I made a terrible mistake. Um,
Oh,
Interesting. I
ham
think
for
it's
Derek. Ham is surprising because ham is wet.
juicy.
Yeah.
Sometimes something about the meat.
Sloppy ham
That's
steaks. Yeah.
brains are crazy. It's
Yes.
wild. The things that, and as we talk about on this podcast, the things that like get left in there because it doesn't harm you to have it, and so we never like get away from
Yeah, it
it.
takes energy
Like
to lose stuff via
just keep
via
that
evolution.
appendix. It's
Yeah.
not harming anything. Just leave it. And then, but then sometimes it does harm things, and you're like,
Get that out of there. Yeah. But yeah, it's God, where did that sorry folks, that was
sorry,
the
that was a detour on my fault.
that
That was me.
it's a detour. We were talking about cooperative babies spitting
Spiders.
spiders.
Ah. Okay, so you're saying there's like 30 of them because spiders always have a ton.
20 to
And
30
they're
max, so probably not all of them make it, so let's say 15.
15. So 15, and it's the whole group. They don't split off
No,
into
they
littler
stay together.
sections. It's the whole herd of babies
Horrifying.
crawling through your crawl space,
Hmm.
looking a little spider gang. That's
Isn't
crazy.
that
And I
cool?
assume that means they can take down bigger prey, like you said, the
Yeah.
cricket versus these
Yeah.
weensy spiders. Like a wolf pack. Because that's that whole wolf pack thing, right? You can take down a buffalo, even though a
Yeah.
buffalo's or an American bison, I should say. An American bison is a lot bigger than a single wolf, but they're not bigger than 8 wolves.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Interesting.
We don't often think about cooperative spiders, right? It's just not.
No, even when they're together, they're often not like working together. They're just all kind of existing in the same zone, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Because like the infamous case being like that town that gets covered in spiders, or like
Oh, yeah. With the group webbing, and we'll talk a little bit
yeah, the
about
group webbing.
that in a minute.
Oh, okay, great. Because I'm curious about why they do that. And I don't know if they're working together so much as they're just all working and they're all in the same
Around each other.
space. Yeah, they're all just kind of hanging out, you know? The way that, like, a neighborhood is not a bunch of people working together to make a community.
They just live in the
I'm
same block.
I just live on the same house block as
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
But, like, we're neighbors. We're not, "Hey, man, let me come over and help you build your house." You know what I mean?
Coexistence rather than
Yes,
cooperative
we're
existence.
we're coinciding on the same street.
So it's pretty,
Yeah.
yeah, they're pretty amazing little
So
animals.
are they just like all chuck and web at the same time, or
Yeah,
do they
all
have any sort of
spitting.
like?
No, they all do the same thing.
Okay, they don't have like a strategy.
No,
They're
no,
not,
they're just all.
not like, okay, you run ahead and you distract him, and
No,
then the
I don't
three of
think
us
they're
will
giving
jump.
each other instructions. I think they're all just going for it.
They all eat the cricket together.
Yes. Yeah, they all feed together.
That's crazy.
And they also, and this is the adults as well, sometimes scavenge. So they'll eat dead
Oh,
prey, which is also kind of unusual
mm-hmm.
for
For a
spiders.
spider, they like it fresh usually.
Well, most
You ever
spiders
seen?
need to be triggered to hunt, right? So they're looking for these visual
Oh, okay.
cues, and
Mm.
so
So
just
scavenging unusual to recognize that
is
this
something that you
dead
can
thing
eat.
still
Yeah,
has nutrients. Ah, okay.
like a dog with a
Interesting.
ball. Their
Right.
dog is looking for something to chase.
Right. He, yeah.
An
A stick is
eight-legged,
just a stick until he can chase
six-eyed
it.
dog in this case.
We're back to goat-sized dog or spiders. Yes. Um, that is interesting. I just have you ever seen 3-year-olds play soccer?
I don't think so.
Well,
I
the
mean,
ball
like
goes
backyard
rolling.
stuff with my friends'
Yeah, yeah. But
kids.
they have like sign up your kid for soccer
Yeah,
teams,
yeah.
and the ball goes rolling, and because they're 3 or 4, even up to like 5 or 6, they have no sense of strategy. And so you just have a glob of children all chasing the same ball, and that's kind of what I'm imagining
Yeah,
with these
that's
spiders.
what it is.
It's like they're not passing the ball, they're not working together. The ball goes that way, and all 17 spiders all
Babies are
go
just
running after the
going
same
for it.
ball.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrifying, but also really, really cool that they do that.
Imagine
And
if they were dog size, they'd come for us.
I would hate that. I wonder what triggers them to be like, hey, I'm going out. I'm going hunting. You know what I mean? Or if they just
Mm,
are just wandering because
they may just be
their instinct
wandering.
says wander. Yeah. And then they see something and it triggers the hunt for the whole group. They all get their little exclamation point above their head saying hunt.
They're little
And they all
exclamation
just do it.
points.
Right. And is mom following them around, or does mom have a
No,
home base and they
she's home.
return to home base?
She's probably home.
That's
They
so
just go out
cool.
on their
They go
own.
out, then they're like, "I'm tired, I'm going home."
Yeah, and eventually, and she brings
Um,
them food too. She brings them
right. They're
things
like,
to
"Well,
eat
we
as
weren't
well.
successful
And
hunting that cricket. I'm gonna go back to mom, and she'll have a cricket for me." We keep saying cricket, but
could
I
be
think
anything.
cricket's a
We
little
just
big for how you described
well, no, well, remember
the weensy
crickets.
spider.
Crickets come in stars as well.
All shapes and sizes.
So
Oh,
there are many species of cricket. Some of them may just stay small,
right.
but they all gotta end up. They're all juveniles at some point.
Yeah.
So crickets come in a
We
wide
all gotta
range of
start
size.
somewhere.
Yeah. But it could be crickets,
That's so cool.
it could be our boy Scooty out there, the house centipede.
Scooty.
Could be anything, really. Anything they can spit
I
on.
think it's kind of cool to think of a spider as having like a home base too, because like
Mm.
if they're not, is she building a web that's home base, or is because
She might
the
have like
web
a
is
web to rest on, or she might just be wandering
right?
around. They may just hang out
Because
with
I
her.
think of a web as its main purpose being to catch prey. So I don't know how much web building you do if that's not your like modus
Some
operandi for
spiders
getting
do
lunch.
build webs to rest in.
Okay, so they
So
do make a
she might
hammock
make
that's
a
just for
hammock or
them.
something. Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. I just keep thinking about those. Sorry, I'm
Those
imagining
little
the
scamps out
cricket
there.
again, and you like look up and you see like the glimmer off because they do that eye glimmer thing, spiders, and you're like, oh, was
That
that a
tapetum
spider?
lucidum shine. Yeah.
And then it comes forward. And you're like, oh, it's just one. It's fine. And then ding 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 ding, all the spider shines come up all at once, and you're like,
it
yeah,
it yeah, it's something.
hunting spiders is horrifying.
Yeah, just be glad spiders are small and not,
I am glad
you
that
know,
spiders are small. Every day, more grateful that spiders are pretty small.
and that they don't have wings.
Ah, Yes, that is the other thing. That is the other thing. We've talked before about do not give the spiders wings. I do not want that. The silk fly thing is enough.
The
It's already close
ballooning.
enough.
Yeah. They do
Yes.
balloon. The balloon spiders spider offspring balloon around. Even adult spiders will balloon sometimes, depending on how big they are. So
Oh,
it
really?
happens.
I assumed it was like a juvenile, like milk teeth. I balloon because I'm a little guy,
Mm.
but
Now
I
there are
guess
some adults that balloon on
like
occasion.
I'm out of here. What?
There's no food here. I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess you wouldn't lose. I mean, if it's a type of web,
it's fine.
I could still
Remember,
make web.
spiders make a whole bunch of different types of silk,
Yeah,
and
I think 8 or 9
nine.
types.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love
9.
spiders.
Huh?
They're awesome.
So you said you're gonna talk about other spiders that are at least partially
So,
social.
yeah, the other part of this episode, we're going to discuss social spiders. And this, sorry listeners, is probably nightmare fuel for some people.
More than hunting spiders, it gets worse for you. Oh no. Oh no.
I understand why that might be freaky. So recently there was a like a news article that came about there's a sulfur cave in Greece. It's like between Greece and Albania. It's kind of on the border. And some researchers found spiders in a cave. And they created a web altogether that stretches 1,140 square feet across the wall of the cave passage.
All just
1,100
one web.
plus feet of web. Yeah.
1,100. So 2 miles of web.
Yeah. And in that web are about
Oh no. I'm wrong. Hold on.
69,000,
That's not 2 miles.
not
That's
two
only like a
miles, it's
quarter mile. Sorry.
1,100. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I heard 11,000, and my brain was like, "Excuse me." Um. Okay. 1,100 is still nothing to just sneeze at. I don't
It's a
want to make it
big
sound like
web.
nothing. But well, considering most webs are about this big, like dinner plate
Dinner
sized,
plate
like
size.
that's a big web, is dinner plate sized, right? I'm like, that's a decent sized web. So what? 500 dinner plates? 1,000 dinner plates? All? Oh my gosh, that's too much.
Yeah. It's very large, so it's this huge web. I was trying to think of like what is 1,100 square feet comparable to. It's kind of a small apartment, I guess, if you think about
Yeah,
it.
I lived in a 900 square foot apartment.
So
Uh,
like picture a whole apartment. That's just the spider web.
you walked into a cave, and then psych, it wasn't a cave. It was
It's a
all
spider
one web.
apartment. Yeah.
A spider apartment.
And in that spider apartment, we have around 69,000 grass spiders, also called funnel web spiders, and 42,000 sheet weaver spiders, all living together in harmony on this big web. Amanda's shaking her head, listeners. I wish you could
I
see.
am. It's okay.
Hmm.
And are they doing? Are they working together to make, like, if I wandered over to your section of web, I'd repair it. We're working together, or am I just situated on my like own little zone of web?
You're probably moving a little bit. There will be
Moving
some
around, moving around.
interaction
Mm-hmm.
between spiders. Uh, and there's what's kind of neat. So they think this is happening. At least here, one, a cave is pretty protected, so the spiders are
Right.
not going to
That's
have
why things
like
go in caves. Yeah.
huge numbers of predators. And if they do have predators, this absolute like unit of webbing is going to be really hard to kind of feed on spiders that are in that web. They're going to be tucked in,
Oh,
and
okay. You couldn't like bite into the web and get a
oh, you're
bunch of
just going to get covered
spiders.
in web.
Yeah, you're just gonna get webbed.
And if you're a bird or something, you might get stuck in a web that thick. So it's just
Yeah.
not a good idea. But what they're really eating is probably flies. Uh, Researchers noted that at the sort of the mouth of this cave, there were tons and tons of flies. There were also centipedes. There's just all kinds of food sources for them to eat.
So anything that wandered deeper into the cave
Yeah.
immediately snapped up.
Yeah, I love so this is as a scientist I love how deep into it they get. So they tried to estimate the number of flies that would be in this cave because of course they did. and they think there's probably around 2.5 million flies.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna have that many spiders, you have to assume there's
You
a
gotta
lot
go,
of flies
how
for
much food's in here?
because like they don't build a web that big because things aren't going well for them. You know what I mean? Like you don't make a mansion because you're broke. You make a huge spider community because there's enough to go around. So yeah,
Yeah.
you'd need 2 million flies.
They're mostly midges.
Yeah.
Family is chironomid. They're non-biting midges. So they're tiny. Midges are small. They're sort of mosquito-sized. But you might easily mistake them as a mosquito. But if you kind of picture that, they don't, these are the non-biting versions, although some midges bite. So you've got this big colony of a few species, at least two families worth of spiders coming together to build this mega web. I think it's actually just two species from two different families. Um, and it works. It works. They feed together. They probably don't fight because there's so much food. There's no reason to. And it just become this kind of intense web. It's about, I think, 50 meters inside the cave, so it's also pitch black. It's really dark. They're well protected, living their social spider lives in there. It's wild, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking about like not eating your neighbor because there's enough to go around, and how we were talking about like how the siblings will sometimes eat each other and stuff. How much food has to readily be available that it's like not even a problem that they're like, because we just think of spiders as kind of eating each other.
Yeah.
At least I do at this point. Like, we just kind of think of them being like, "Hey, I'm gonna eat you if you're smaller than me." That there was enough food to go around that they were able to build this huge web. And how recently did you say they discovered this? Like really recently?
I think this article came out was like last week or something.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting. And there are reasons to kind of come together like this. It's defense against, well, first let me back up. So social spiders in general. There are around 45,000 described species of spider out there, which I'm sure there's way more. I'm sure there's
Right.
like double that for spiders. Spiders are not a super well studied taxon.
Oh, really? Because I guess I just think of it. You studied spiders, so surely other people must be studying spiders.
I mean, I touched upon spiders for my master's, but they're like to have like real focused arachnologists. There's not many out there, and what they are focusing on are maybe the more medically significant spiders,
right?
Or
if they have something that's useful, like silk.
Yeah, the
silk that we're trying
silk.
to like take from them.
Tarantulas are used a lot in medical science for medicine. So I can back up for that for a second. So spider venom peptides in particular have the potential to make new medications. So these venom peptides target what we call ion channels. And the ion channels in the nervous system make nerves fire or not fire. So you can kind of target that. So if you have a chronic pain illness or even an autoimmune disease of some kind, the theory is you can use this ion channel venom that turns things on and off as medication. And often we use, oh, sorry, producer Derek is letting me know that I didn't explain what a peptide is. Peptides are smaller chains of amino acids within proteins.
Even further down.
Yeah, a little further down. I forget sometimes. Sorry, guys. I need to be better at less jargon. So there is around 1,400 spider venom peptides out there that we know of. And mostly we study these from tarantulas. Now, tarantulas are big and easy to get venom out of. You can buy a bunch of tarantulas on the pet trade, so it's very easy to like get them. It's hard to just source spiders. It's a lot of field work to go out there and locate spiders, and then you have to milk them for the venom and do all the sort of the extraction processes. But that's what we just don't do it. We don't do a lot of it. So many spiders end up being understudied. Like, who's studying the cellar spider in your bathroom, right? Probably no one.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. If it's just like hanging around. Well, you've talked about this before that like there's a ton of stuff that's not studied just because there's no one to say, "Hey, I
I want to
want
know
to know
about
what's
this.
going on."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes the scientist who wants to know about it. And money. There's no funding.
Yeah.
Now, in the US, there's really no funding. So who's going to study a spider when you can study, I don't know, something that might help cure cancer? It's just not what we're focusing on. And conservation is certainly not a focus right now at all. And that would be another reason to study these things. So, all of that to say, this is why we don't know very much about the spiders, and that out of the 45,000 known species, I'm willing to bet there's 100,000 plus out there doing their thing that we have not, we just don't know about. I would love to get out there and find some myself. I love spiders. Anyway, so out of all of these many species, there are only about 23 that we consider social, or at least quasi-social in some way. It can be colonies of the same species. Some will colonize with other species, as we see in this sulfur cave here. And they do this to pool resources. So brood care. Sometimes you'll get spiders that come together, and just having everyone's babies in one giant web works and keeps them
Like
safe. Yeah,
a nursery for spider babies.
like a huge spider nursery. It helps keep predators out. It helps keeps parasitoids out. If you've got a whole bunch of spiders together, you're less likely to get taken by a wasp because there's just too
Oh.
much going on.
Mhm.
So it's protective. So I mentioned like the parental care aspect. Why would you would have a bunch of spiders coming together to sort of lay all their eggs in one spot? There are a few species where some of the females don't reproduce at all, and they help take care of the other females' eggs.
They've got like auntie spiders
Auntie spiders, yeah.
who that's neat. I don't really think about any creature that like voluntarily like say some of you guys aren't gonna breed at all, with the exception of like hive situations where one of you is gonna breed a ton, you know? But like some of them to like and how do they determine is it just like
Oh,
from egg, hey, this
we don't
one's
know who's
we
we
don't
don't
know. But
know.
we're back to the
There's
no
no
research
so
thing.
they're not eusocial, and we'll talk about eusociality probably in another, like we'll really get into it in like
Yeah.
maybe another episode. But eusocial insects have a caste system. In this case, there is no caste. They're just spiders that have come together, and they probably take turns reproducing. So maybe one is not reproducing while the other one is, and then to
Right.
help
Okay.
maintain eggs. Because I guess there's also a chance they're related. So they could be
Oh.
true aunties in that sense. There's not, like I said, there's not a lot of research about this. There's just like a few blurbs here and there, but it's really, really interesting. So I was on the podcast Spooko, which is an Australian
Yeah.
horror podcast, and we watched a French horror movie called Infested. And in Infested, there was a council house, which is like a what do you compare those to here in America? Like low income housing where they mush
Yeah,
everyone
okay.
together in like a building. So it was one of those situations, and some kind of like spider got loose and reproduced way too quickly. Give that Spooko episode a listen if you really want to hear the deep dive of that movie. But what was interesting was that the spiders in this movie were social. So they all built webs together and hung out together, and they were not fighting. They were eating people as a group. It reminds me of these little juvenile spitting spiders running around and catching much bigger prey, but the prey is us, you know. Um,
Yes.
and I was telling the guys, Peach and Shag, the hosts on Spooko, that we do have social spiders, and that this does sometimes happen. And for their part of the world in Australia, they actually have some social. There are social huntsman spiders. Yeah.
Oh no, because the huntsmans are big.
Huntsmans
The
are big.
huntsmans are
Although I think
big. Oh no.
I think the social huntsmen are not in Australia. I forgot what part of the world they're in, but they are large. And they're called social huntsmen. I think it's just the common name. And they tend to be familial, so they're related, and they will stay together even as adults, and feed together and kind of hang out. And I don't know if they do parental care together, but I wouldn't be surprised, especially if they're genetically linked. But it's neat to think about spiders coming together in a social group to do that. They don't really have a social organization. We kind of call this subsociality. And when that happens, it could just be seasonal. There are spiders in South America, forgot what part, that sometimes their webbing will cover like huge swaths of trees. And
Yeah. I was
that
mentioning
tends to
that
just
earlier.
be seasonal. So they come together in particular seasons to do that. They're not always social.
Yeah.
So we call that subsociality. So they might form territories inside the colony. So while they're all together, maybe part of that webbing is just for that one spider, and though it's connected to others, they don't intermingle. So there are different levels to this sort of social nature. Another way to kind of describe that, it, I think the least social spider analogy would be swarming. So sometimes they come together to swarm, which is, reminds you of ants and
Not
bees.
not great. Don't love
So,
that for me.
but that tends to be this sort of swarming behavior that happens in some spiders is when a bunch of them are trying to disperse, and they end up sort of dispersing in the same space, but they're all dispersing at the same time of year. So you'll get like big clusters of spiders together. And not spiders, but arachnids, our friends, the Apillions or the harvestmen or the daddy longlegs. Check out our daddy longleg episode where we talk about Papa Pedro. Pedro Pascal is our.
Oh yeah, I forgot that we were talking about Pedro Pascal so much in that episode.
But you will see Apillions come together. You'll see large groups of Apillions. They're more gregarious than they are social. But yeah, we have a lot of breakdowns in animal behavior of what's social, quasi-social, subsocial, eusocial, swarming, and then gregarious. So, and spiders cover the range of these behavioral features. How do you feel about social spiders, Amanda?
I think it's cool because I think I've made it clear as we talk about it. I think it's neat when a bug that not even a bug, but when a creature that I
A
think of as
bug.
being so solo, a
Hmm.
bug, a crunchy on the outside, gooey on
Going
the inside,
inside, yeah.
um, when they behave in ways that would think is out of their reach, because my stupid human brain wants to say that, well, that's intelligence and they're too small to be smart, and then they do something that seems so smart and you're like, wow, the universe is amazing. So many cool things are happening out there that I stupidly have dismissed as not possible. And here it is. It's happening. They're hunting in packs. They're stay out of the tall grass because they're coming for you. And that
Clever
I think
girl.
I think when they like cover the whole town in web, that's a little intense.
That's too much for
Spiders,
you. That's your limit.
you need to calm that down. Way I'd have to leave town. And I've no offense to you, spiders, but like I've seen images of like whole cars covered in web, and I'm like, what are you doing? Stop that. That's not helpful to anyone, least of all you, because now I gotta like bust my car out of your webs, and we don't want that. Um, but no, I think it's cool. I think the
Mhm.
spitting thing for spider is a little like, okay, you got the one thing right.
You've got the
The
one
one,
thing.
the one power, the one
Ooh, so
power
we're
is
a one
spitting
trick
your web.
spider.
Which, don't get me wrong, is cool. It's cool on its own.
Mhm.
But like within the web, pun intended, of like all spider powers, it's a little par for the course in my
Yeah.
opinion. But that they hunt in packs as kids, that they do mommy stuff. I love when they do
You
mommy
love
stuff.
mommy stuff.
Personal
Also, I love
bias.
that you said they hunt in packs as kids. I just pictured a bunch of little kids running around.
Yeah, I know. Well, again, my my anthropomorphizing of them is always
Yeah.
like a pack of children that are just like little
Feral
bullies.
little monsters running around.
They come home to their mommy, and their mommy's like, "How'd you go, sweetheart?" They're like, "We killed 6 things." Yeah,
High
you know.
fives. High
Um,
fives for everyone.
if you watch the show Recess, how they display the kindergartners in that is a little bit what I'm imagining of like, yeah, feral. They're just like someday they will be civilized, but not today.
Not yet. Yeah, I think it's really cool. I think social spiders are fascinating. The fact that a bunch of straight up predators come together to to sort of live in this kind of or somewhat organized manner, not, at least organized enough where they're not eating each other and maybe there's some group parental care happening and that.
The auntie spider thing. Someone's got to research this further. How if they're taking turns, or if some of them are just like, I'm not doing it, you're doing it. Like the hamster thing. Is the
Mhm.
hamster know something that we don't know as far as like the health? Like, is this spider? I gotta know more.
Are they
People,
related to each other?
are they related?
We're gonna do a whole episode on just
Yeah, I don't want. Yeah,
socialness. You probably mostly use sociality, but I can do a deep dive back into this
see if
particular
they know more about,
species if you
because
want.
I that's crazy. Because I don't know if I've gone on this rant on the pod before, but I feel like humans are doing it wrong. Um, I think we have gone against what our natural inclination is. I think our natural state of being is to raise our children in groups.
Yeah, I think so.
And when
Look
they
at other
talk about
primates. Look at how they do it.
exactly,
And
exactly,
we are
and
primates,
other big smart mammals, a
like
whale,
elephants and yeah.
an elephant, orcas, um, other our more closer relatives like the chimpanzee, the
Mhm.
bonobo. These are living in groups where the raising of young is a community thing. And while I don't want to say like, like the primary care does still fall to like the parents of that creature. I don't want to make it sound like I'm like, we should be raising our kids community style like the gargoyles. And do you remember 1990s cartoon The Gargoyles? But sorry, I had a weird gasp there. But I think that we've isolated the human family too much.
Mm.
That we um that in the pursuit of other things have abandoned the structure of having a lot of mommy friends, having aunts and uncles and grandparents
Yeah.
that live nearby
Oh,
because
mommy
of
friends,
the pursuit of
unofficial
other things.
aunts. Yeah.
Unofficial aunts, the your mom's best friend that you
Yep.
call,
I had an
Aunt
aunt. Hi,
JoJo
Aunt
or
Pat.
whatever.
Probably not listening, but Aunt Pat was my mom's best friend. Yeah.
And while I don't want to make it sound like I think we should divest ourselves of those other interests, because I think those other interests are also important. There's good reasons why we've done this. Um, but we have, even just socially with strangers, separated ourselves too much from the idea of protecting the kids as a community.
So what I'm
But
hearing, Amanda, is that you think we should all be social spiders.
I think we should all be social spiders. I think we should all be social spiders. I think we should have our own little section of web, but don't. If you see a hole in someone else's web, you should be going over there and fixing it. I guess that's all I'm saying.
Fix your neighbor's
Is
webs,
that
guys. Help them raise their spiderlings.
Derek's gonna have to cut so much of that because I'm just like angry rambling.
Do it in groups. How many legs would you give the spitting spider? Out of 8, I guess, because we're in arachnid territory.
Out of 8, because we're in an interactive land. I am going to say, okay, so her individual power is like, it's cool, but it's not like mind blowing, right?
Yeah.
Because again, it's cool. I want to give her flowers for it being a cool thing. I think the pack hunting thing is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Or they'll eat each other if they stay any longer. Kind of, I don't know
well,
why
they're
it makes
feral.
me
They can't
laugh,
be
but it kind of cracks me up. I'm like, oh, if we stay one more
it,
instar,
Bobo. You've played my Xbox for the last time.
little Bobo's gonna just eat his brothers and sisters.
That's life. Sometimes you just gotta go.
I have a little brother.
You outgrow your home web and you just gotta leave. You gotta go be your own spider. You gotta go hunt your own crickets, and that's the way of life too. You can't stick around too long in mom's nest. You gotta go. I'm gonna give them, this is hard because I really think they're really cool, but I'm always so generous and I always feel bad.
Listeners, Amanda is
I'm
struggling. I can see her
I am
face.
I'm struggling because I want to be like 8 out of 8, but I don't think that's fair because I do think that their power is cool but kind of singular. They
Hmm.
really only got the one thing. So I'm gonna go a strong 6 out of 8,
Okay.
but know that a 7 out of 8 is, I mean, they're just like one extra credit point
Right
away.
around the
Like
corner.
if the professor liked them a little bit more, they would have bumped up
If
to the
they
seven.
hand in all their work, I would bump them up
Right.
to a
They've got
7.
they had a couple late assignments
Yeah. It's
that
not
they
too
could
late to
still
hand them in,
turn in
guys.
for.
Hand it in. I gotcha.
Always turn them in. It took me so long. Here's a life advice from your aunt Amanda, is that, and this took me a long time to learn, that anything is better than a 0.
Yes.
And I
Hmm.
know and I know that sounds like a glib thing. Again, my dad used to say it to me, and I would brush him off. So I'm hoping that one of you will hear me for realsies, which is that 5 points is better than 0 points. We can all agree on that. 10 points
Hmm.
is better than 0 points. And you have to kill your ego that wants to get 100 out of 100. Kill it. It's got to die, because you will anchor yourself down
You
with
gotta just hand it in,
zeros.
guys. Just hand
You
it in.
just got to turn in the 1/3 done. And it's embarrassing. I'm with you. It's
Hmm.
embarrassing to hand in the 1/3 done homework assignment. But a 1/3 done homework assignment is better than no homework assignment.
As your
And
internet professor, let me just say, please,
let me just say,
please hand it in. I tell my students, please just give me anything to give you points. Anything. I will give you
anything.
partial credit. Don't make me
If
give you
you're
a 0.
hungry, eating 1/3 of a meal is better than eating no meal at
Nothing, because that
all.
meal's not
Okay?
big enough. Yeah.
You'll still be hungry. You'll still have 70% of a meal that you wish you had. Don't get me wrong. But that 30% of a meal will keep you going longer than 0 meal. And I know it's embarrassing. I know. But think of
Do it.
yourself eating one slice of toast instead of a slice of toast in a sandwich. Okay? You gotta get that
Yeah.
slice of toast.
Oh,
Anything is better than a 0.
Amanda, Derek is
Sorry, it took.
there. There is a spitting spider video in the Discord you should check out
Okay,
before
okay.
we
This may change my
fully
mind.
wrap
This
it up.
may pull me up. Oh, it's from, shout out to all bugs
Go
go
to
to
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin, we'll share this in our socials if I can. Yeah, I think I can pull this out and make it a GIF or something.
Oh yeah, spit.
Hmm.
Oh, it's a lot. Oh, wow. Okay, that might bump. Okay, I'm gonna give
7.
him the 7. I'm gonna bump him. That's so cool. Like, it's not just, it's so fast.
Hmm.
It's not just like, I'm spitting at you, pafoo, which is a little bit more what I was imagining. It's like a whap. It's like a whap. I've smacked you with my web. And you're right, it does kind of have like this
It
crisscross pattern. I almost thought it was like a net, but it's not a net. It's a crisscross pattern.
it is. So that spit, the velocity is about almost 29 meters per second. So it's fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I was imagining more of a bolo
Oh, like a bolo
spider
spider?
situation.
No, this is
Yeah,
like
where
a
it was kind of doing
spray
a
kind of.
wha. But yeah, it's a prep. Okay, yeah, I'll give him 7.
7.
And the only reason I won't go all the way up to 8 is because I'm self-conscious about giving him out.
You do give a lot of high
I love bugs, okay?
marks.
I
Did you ever think
I've
you were
said
gonna love
before.
bugs this much?
No, it's weird. It's weird. It's like weird that like my children now say to me like, "Because you love bugs, mom." And I'm like,
One of us,
"They're right."
one of us, one of us. I'm also gonna get rid of
uh
7.
yeah. I think it's really cool. Okay. All right. Okay. Um
Do you have
yeah.
art for me to check out?
I need like just 10 minutes, and then
Sure. No, no
get
problem.
your drinks and stuff
Um,
while Derek
I've got some
edits out all my ranting about adulthood.
I've got some tea, Earl Grey, not so hot anymore because it's been an
It's
hour
gotta be
already.
hot. You know the rules.
Picard
Okay, let
would
me
be
pull up my.
disappointed in my cold. It's not
He
even
is.
lukewarm anymore, it's pretty cold.
It's not even Jean-Luc Picard warm.
No.
You really should have it lukewarm, just like for the joke. It's interesting also, she's shaped a little bit differently than other
I
spiders.
should have mentioned they're round. Spitting spiders
They're
are quite
very
round.
round.
Yeah.
The head body section is a lot bigger than I would
The
expect if I was like
cephalothorax.
imagining a spider.
Yeah,
The
she's got a big old
cephalothorax.
she's like a Funko Pop of a spider.
Yeah. Yes, like almost the same size. Like her booty and her body are almost the same
Mm-hmm.
size,
Her booty in her
which
head.
is
Yeah.
yeah, not yes, yeah, her booty and her head, which is not what I would expect out of a typical spider design. Oh, I didn't quite get her pattern correct. I want to put her
Yeah, they have
pattern.
a beautiful pattern. So spinning spiders are kind of a light yellowish in color with really dark, kind of dark chocolatey brown striping. And that just helps them blend in. Anytime you see that dark pattern on kind of a somewhat light body, you picture this guy in kind of a dark space. It just distorts the shape of the body by having the pattern, and they blend in a lot better. This way you're not just one solid color, because nothing stands out more like one solid color.
Okay, how do I give her a mom? What haircuts do moms have? They have little haircuts,
Moms
big
have all
haircuts.
haircuts, right?
Oh, that's true.
Moms have all haircuts. You're a mom. Look at your hair.
Yeah, my hair's been the same since I
Amanda,
was
do you
about
want to be spitting spider?
15. I don't. As we've discussed before, I'm a trapdoor spider. Big old juicy trapdoor
Yeah,
spider.
with the big booty.
The big booty. I show that she spits without being gross.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe she was holding a net. Amanda, is she an entomologist?
Oh yeah, she's working. She's a working girl.
She's got a little insect net and she's on the
I need to
move.
give her more of a Pixar mom body. Is what I need to
Hmm.
do. I need to Pixar mom her up. Really thick her up.
Yeah, what is the Pixar mom body? Is it like pear? Kind of pear shape?
It's like the hourglass to the extreme. Teeny waist. And more than anything else, this is the most important part. Those thick thighs. She's got yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yes.
You've got
I've
it.
bumped
You've
it up.
figured it out.
I've bumped it up hugely, and it has made a huge difference in her spideriness. Now she really looks like a speeder. Oh, then I gotta fix her pattern now because I cut off her legs and made them big. Every time we do a spider, I always kind of want to make as many Spider-Man homages as I can, if that makes sense. Just make dozens
You
of
just want
spider-sonas.
many spiders.
I might also give her a squirt gun because that's something moms like to do. Have squirt guns. Okay, this will be good enough for right now. I've tossed our basic
right.
form
Let's
into
see.
the channel, and I will add more detail later on to the individuals.
I love her crew of toddlers.
I just want to give her like a swarm of toddlers. So I've tried to kind of replicate her basic pattern that she has on her head onto her suit. I've given her a cape net that I'm assuming she can use in some way, like a matador.
Like it.
And then I've given her a 90s super soaker because those live rent free in my head. And it was nicer than having her
I think the super soaker
on
works.
people.
Yeah, that's great.
Try to give her like a little mom bob, you know? And then as discussed, we gave her the Pixar mom bod of just thighs that go from here to there.
It's great, Amanda. It's
and then
perfect.
Of course a horde of toddlers who can you imagine all of them with their little glittering eyes coming at you? I don't
horrifying. No, thank you. So I think we like spitting spider. Social spiders are also kind of intense and neat, and I'm looking forward to doing a whole social episode at some point.
Yeah, I want to know more about caste systems. That sounds crazy.
If you guys want to suggest a bug, please send us an email at bugsneedheroes@gmail.com, or you can contact us through Instagram, on our subreddit. We're on Blue Sky. We're on Facebook. But
email will be easiest for us to keep track of.
Easiest, yeah.
Yes.
So the more email, the better anyway. We love email. And we love you. I said it this time, Amanda. How about that?
Oh. Bugs Need Heroes was created by Derek Conrad and Kelly Zimmerman. Hosted by Amanda Niday and Kelly Zimmerman. Bugs Need Heroes is produced and edited by Derek Conrad, with some assistance from Chelsea Bodden and a few cats. Character art is by Amanda Niday. Our music is Ladybug Castle by Roll Music. Got a bug question? Email us at bugsneedheroes@gmail.com. Check us out at bugsneedheroes.com, and most of the socials are under Bugs Need Heroes. Thanks for stopping by.
Hi, Kev. I know you're listening. Thanks for all your photos and videos.